Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. Jared here, Fanboys Forever, with another review for you today. Today we're going to be looking at something a little different than what we usually do here on the channel. And that is the Jada Toys Batcave. This is for their Nano figures, and they refer to it as a Nanoscene. And this is a kind of a special edition sort of product because we know that the Jada Batcave has been around for a couple of years, but this is a brand new release of that cave. It's an exclusive release for Walmart. Or at least as far as we can tell anyway. Walmart now has kind of like a Christmas toy section that they have going on, an overall re-release of their previous Batcave, but this time we do have an exclusive element. We have a packing of 10 of their Nano figs, but this is certainly a great way to kind of get a head start and get a large collection of those Nano figs. If you've been watching our Batman's Garage videos, this is ideal for me when it comes to actually giving Batman, a real garage for maybe some of the Batmobiles to go in. This should be scaled just about correctly. So don't be surprised if this is what you see in the background of any upcoming Batman's Garage videos, Batman's actual garage. Without further ado, it may take me a second just to get this thing together. I'm not sure how much assembly is required. And in case this helps anyone out, here is your UPC barcode. All right. Let's get the Batcave cracked open. The Batcave fully assembled. A couple of notes about the assembly. It was a little more difficult than I thought it would be, certainly because you actually had to put a lot of pressure on some of the pieces to fit them together. Just for clarity, this is just a diorama piece that I have in the background, just because that I think it makes it look more Batcave-ish, so that is not included. This is the actual piece right here. So before we get into the actual cave itself, there's a whole lot of different ways we could start things off. But probably the easiest way would just be to talk about the actual figures that it comes with. These are all the different little mini figures we get. And this is the easiest way to show them to you very quickly so that we're not here all day about these figures. This is just them still in the blister pack. We have the standard Batman here, which kind of looks, I don't know, this could be sort of a new 52 or like Batman Year One sort of Batman. The style is that neutral. There we have kind of a 90s Robin, which is always great to see get representation of Tim Drake's old costume. He looks a little tall, though, don't you think? Here we have Batgirl, and she is in her Burnside costume. Of course, it does have the colors of the 60s costume, so I always like to see that. Here we have kind of modern Catwoman. And then we have this really nice Nightwing over here. I actually think Nightwing might be the best looking out of the main heroes. His sculpt just really comes together nicely with their paintwork. Down here, we do have the, like I said, sort of random Black Canary. I think she works out pretty well, though, in this scale. It's funny because you can't really paint the fishnets, can you? So you just have to go with kind of a tan color. We have a really nice Bane. He may be my favorite of the villains. He's just really great looking, and the sculpt is so nice. I wish an action figure would nail it like this. It does remind me, though, of the old DC Direct figure from the Nightfall series. Here we have a really cool Riddler. I think his paintwork is especially nice, especially with how straight the eyes are. Over here, we do have the Scarecrow. I think this one's really interesting. It's certainly not, my preferred look for the Scarecrow. I would like him to have the hat and stuff, or look like the New Adventures Scarecrow design. That's my personal favorite design. And right over here, we have Poison Ivy. I actually think this is a really nice looking Nano fig. So I really think that overall, this is a really great selection of minifigures. Do I think they could have added something else? Yes, I would have really liked to have seen like an exclusive Alfred. I think that would have been great with this Batcave. There's a great history of Alfred coming with Batcaves, of course, throughout toy line history. The other thing that I think is missing here is a Joker. I think a Joker probably would have been something you would want to include rather than Black Canary, which it's really funny. You have her down here in the villains. And once again, I think there might have been a little confusion or something. So I definitely think Joker would have been something you would have wanted with kind of a standard assortment of Batman villains. Those are just some critiques I have. All right, so let's look at the actual cave itself before we look at any of the figures or anything like that. We'll start with just the top level, and I'll do my best to just give you a handheld tour right here. I really like this first level. I think it looks really nice. You kind of have the entryway, which I imagine is the elevator that goes down from Batman's clock or whatever you want to say for this version of the character. And then here we have the suit vault. And it's hard to get the best look at the suit inside, but I'll certainly do my best to do that. Here's what's funny about this. Does this not look like the Dark Knight suit to you, the Dark Knight Rises suit? To me, that is exactly what it looks like. You can also see that we have all this cool dry brushing on the walls of the cave, so I think that's really cool. Moving on down the stairs, you can see we have our first platform up here, which is just sort of on top of this elevator or costume vault. And because there's like a sculpted well down there, do you see that? Looks like an oval of some sort. They're sculpted to fit these bases. So all you have to do is kind of just put it in there, and it's not exactly a perfect fit or anything like that, but it does give you an indication or an indentation of where you can put a figure. So it's just kind of a suggested spot, I suppose. So we have one of those up here as well with Batman, so I just placed him up there. And then I have my other Batman minifigure from a while back, and I'll put him up there. We'll have a couple of different Batmans just to show you that that's another spot that they suggest for you to put a minifigure. We're going to move on to the next floor. Here we have the Bat computer. I like this little area because of the circular nature of it. I like the details on the floor and the little keyboards, and this is teeny tiny stuff. I mean, really, like this is very small. I do like the stickers that are on the Bat consoles, and I'll tell you this much. Unlike a lot of different products, these are actually sculpted to where they're the right size for the stickers. So you can actually put it in there at an angle and it will fill it up like practically perfect. Isn't it funny how this one's kind of red and black and it ends up looking like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? The Batman and Robin Bat logo. It's just like kind of the reverse of it. We see the garage here. Now, here's what's cool. You can actually take it with this little handle. You can actually bring it up and it actually locks in pretty well. And you can just have it open. I actually like it open like that. I think it's kind of neat. But here's the one bad thing is, look, there's no platform out there. If there had only been a platform, you could have actually had a Batmobile roll in. So I think that would have been cool. We also get our light up platform. Now here's the kind of the big, like, hey, look at this selling point that they have in the front of the box. I love this thing. I had to put in 3 AAA batteries. Does not include them. I really like that there's 3 LEDs in there, so the logo is really, really lit up. Let me show you just how lit up. I'm going to turn off my studio light here, and I'll show you what it looks like. Look at that. Everything else can be solid black, and this thing is shining bright. So I think that it's a really nice LED feature. The switch for that is just on the front, and I like how they've sculpted it to where it looks legitimate, just like an extra tech detail, but I don't like the big on-off thing up there. I think it would have been better off without that. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off just so you can see it without the light on. But that's how it looks with the light on, and I think it looks really nice. I like how it had kind of a stalagmite kind of look, kind of sculpted onto the bottom of this with a cave. You can even see some cool detail like looking up through there. It's kind of hard, though, without the right light. Over here, we have another spot for a Nano fig, and I just put Nightwing in the bottom of the elevator. It's a nice illusion that you can kind of go down here. Looking on down, we do have some steps, and we have all these cool grates and things. And we even have a reservoir of water. You can see it goes all the way through there. I like that turbine-looking detail in that vent. See, we have all the cool sculpting down here. It's funny how my custom painted styrofoam background almost matches up with the Batcave. If I went a little more brown, a little less blue, it would almost be like a perfect extension. But I like how it blends in. Yeah, this will work nicely for me for a backdrop. Here's another one of those spots where you can put a Nano fig. I just put Batgirl right there. Back here we have Catwoman. It's got another one of those spots. You could probably put another one right there behind her. The detail back here is a little harder to see, so I'm going to get the ladies out of the way right here. You can see that we have kind of a vault, and which is really nice. And we have the water, and there's even 2 stones that are painted right there. And I think this is really neat, especially how the light filters through the steps. I think it looks very atmospheric for it to be as tiny as it really is. So there's a couple of different reasons you may be buying the Jada Nanoscene Batcave right here. Of course, the most obvious one is to display all of your nano figs, but if you're like me and haven't bought a tremendous amount of them or anything, then maybe you have a couple of other purposes in mind. For me, my ulterior motive is to use it to display some of my Batmobiles. Let's just see how it looks if I put one of the old Corgi Batmobiles that were 1/43rd scale. And I've speculated before that these are about the right scale for these minifigs, these nano figs. And sure enough, that looks really good. As a matter of fact, I think that that is just about the perfect scale. Let's try a different one. Here we'll try the Norm Brayfogle Batmobile, his original design. And yeah, that works maybe even better in terms of scale. Yeah, that's definitely the right size. And it looks great just in context of the cave and with the size of the minifigures. So yeah, I definitely think it's a winner. I'm getting happier and happier that I bought this thing now that I see how the Batmobiles look on it. All right, let's try this one. This is the car that Azrael used quite a bit, and it's also kind of an iteration on the Norm Brayfogle design. Oh yeah, that looks terrific. Man, these look better and better with each one I try. Let's go a little retro-y here with the 1970s Batmobile, and this is what you were liable to see Neil Adams's Batman drive around in. You can see that it's definitely the right size because you get a little bit of clearance from the stairs and a little over here. The Thin has even enough clearance up here to where you're not going to have any issues rolling in and out. So if you are a Batmobile junkie like me, I mean, it's kind of a dream come true to have such a nice display area. And let's go out on a limb here with another Batmobile. And let's try out one of the Eagle Moss Automobilia Batmobiles. Here we go. This is another Norm Brayfogle design for his winter Batmobile. And yeah, that looks pretty good as well. It's a little big, maybe, but I still think it looks really nice. So yeah, it's very versatile, is what I'll say. Maybe you can get an idea here. Here is the Batman, the Animated Series Batmobile. And I would say that it would look really, really good down here. But this would be the thing. You couldn't have, like, this Batman beside of it because that looks funny. But if you take Batman out of the equation, or as long as you don't have him, like, right beside of it, it might look okay down there. So if you're looking for a way to display your Hot Wheels Batmobiles, that could be an option. Let's see if it's possible to have a Lego minifigure scale up nicely with this. And I'm just going to put them right there. You know what? That looks terrific. I really, really, really like it. We can take them and put them up here at the computer console. And I'll be honest, if there's anything that this Batcave really reminds me of, it is the '89 Batcave, because it was mostly like catwalks or batwalks, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, that looks really great. So guys, you could actually use this to display some of your Lego minifigs on. I mean, imagine all the ones you have laying around probably from the Lego Batman movie if you're like me and you collected a lot of those suit variations. Look at that. It looks terrific up there. Really nice. You're not just limited to the Jada Nano figs. I mean, you really do have some options here. But just so that everybody's clear on something. Yep. This is a McFarlane Batman. Yeah, you got a Godzilla Batman situation. And you may possibly be able to get away with some slightly larger scaled Batmans. And here's a totally obscure one that I got that I believe was the Best Buy pack-in for one of the animated Dark Knight Returns films. I think the first one. There we go. I mean, you know, it's all right, I guess. You really couldn't get away with it probably because you won't even go down in there. But if you wanted to put them like out here, it doesn't look so horrible. But that is the most you would get away with. And this guy is like 2.5 inches tall or something. I think it looks really nice, especially with the platform lit up and the old 90s Batmobile on there, which is a big favorite of mine. Man, this just looks terrific. And I suppose that's really the magic of the thing, isn't it? To have all of your different Batmobiles and minifigures on there and just having everything kitted up to where it brings the thing to life. And I think that not only does it look good this way, but it even looks good without anything on it, just as a regular showpiece. But that's really not the intention. Of course, it's meant to be an area where you can display all of your smaller scale Batman stuff. Wouldn't it be terrific if they took this and like blew it up 3 or 4 times larger, and you could use it for your 6-inch Batman figures? Come on, Jada. If you can find a way to make that happen, I guarantee you collectors would buy that thing. I mean, this really does nail pretty much every aspect of what we've come to expect out of what a Batcave should be. But there are a couple of things missing. I do wish that we had gotten a giant penny. Yes, I know. We probably should have gotten a giant penny, though. I mean, it really wouldn't have been too difficult for them to have put one in here, and I really wish they had have, and it wouldn't have been too much more strain. So the giant penny is important to me, and the giant green T-Rex. Batman needs the giant green T-Rex, but that's okay. We didn't get that, but I've got you covered. Check this out. Oh, yeah. See? It's exactly right. Look at that. Perfect. Super comic accurate. No, it's a Godzilla from the old Nintendo game. But seriously, though, if you have a green dinosaur, I just plop him down right there beside of it. I'll tell you what I might do is I may buy one of those Schleich green dinosaurs that are so realistic looking. I think that would look great with this thing, and I think the scale would be right too. But I do think that it's great the way it comes, especially because I'm not sure, I don't think we mentioned this before. $20. Yeah, seriously. $20. You don't get the Batmobiles, but you do get the Batcave and 10 of the Nano figs. And they're not little cheap plastic things either. I mean, they're die-cast metal. They're heavy. And you get a light-up display stand. Even if it doesn't come with the batteries, I mean, hardly anything does. But I'm just telling you that is really a deal for $20. And it's all, Walmart's big $20 gift idea, Christmas push that they have going on. That's the section you'll find it in. Speaking of that section, if you're having a hard time finding it, I've seen Walmart's do it 3 different ways. Yeah, seriously, 3 different ways. I've seen their big push items like the Super Alien set and this, which we reviewed the Super Alien set. I've seen it on an end cap at the end of an aisle. I've seen it in an island. And when I say island, I just mean like the thing in the middle of the main aisle. Then you'll see like the big stack of stuff. Like I've seen it done like that. And I've seen it done in a spare aisle that's actually to the side of the standard toys. So talk about a lot of different ways to find this. I mean, it's untelling what your Walmart has done, but there's definitely some possibilities to where these could be. I do think this set is a Walmart exclusive, but for $20, I mean, I think that's the same price that the original Batcave was, only now you get 10 free figures. So that's kind of unbelievable. One more idea, speaking of those sets, if you don't have that green T-Rex, no fear, because you have a green Xenomorph. You can just put it right over there. Look at that. Perfect. Bingo. Problem solved. Anyway, guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this review today. Of course, give us a like if you feel so inclined. Those really help the channel out more than you could ever imagine. And just taking a second to do that is tremendous for us. Also, one of the biggest things you can do to help us is we're not asking for money or anything like that, but instead we're asking for subscribers. And guys, it's the easiest thing in the world. Just go down there, hit the subscribe button. You'll see all sorts of new videos from us here on Fanboys Forever, and they really help the channel grow and just help us to be able to provide more for you. Anyway, though, guys, I hope that this has helped you out, and I hope that if there's a little person maybe in your life and you're wondering what to get them for Christmas, that this is a really affordable and cool gift idea for them. So, guys, thank you so much for watching today. Of course, be safe out there. God bless you and yours, especially during this time. And listen, I'll see you on Fanboys Forever. Take care. Bye.